H2KInfosys provides world-class online IT training, staffing and software testing solutions to customers worldwide. H2KInfosys supports 100% job-oriented training, hands-on project work, cloud test lab, resume preparation and review, mock interviews, robust syllabus. One-time pay, lifetime access to live classes and videos. H2KInfosys has won the trust of thousands of students worldwide. For free demo class, visit h2kinfosys.com.
Inside the send keys method, so Kaushik qtp@zarantech.com. Done. After that, I'm going to click on the next button. So driver.find element, the by class XPath method, and the XPath of the next button has to be taken into consideration. So I'll use the firepath to get the XPath. Over the next button, I'll get the XPath of the next button. Copy it, go, and we're going to paste it out here, and then use the submit method to click on that button. After that, the state of the application changes. So I'll give one of the application changes. So give a time frame for the state to change. So I'll use the thread.sleep method to be on the safer side, because it might happen that the synchronization of the script might not be there with the application. The application might run faster or the script might run faster. So better to use the static wait method out here called thread.sleep method. So this thread.sleep implements a chord exception, and that is why in order to handle the exception, you are using the throws clause. So after this, we can use and give the password. For that, we need to get the XPath of the password by using the firepath. Copy the XPath, come out here. So type the password. So for that, driver.find element by the by class using the XPath method of the by class, and we're going to paste that particular password XPath dot send keys method and put the password that you want to put. I'm exceptionally out here going to put a wrong password, so I don't want to indulge or give out my password to third party. Okay, so after this, I'm going to click on this sign in button. Click on sign in button. So this will be driver dot find element by the XPath method. And what is the XPath of the sign in button? So go and we'll use the firepath to get the XPath of the sign in button. This is the XPath. Copy it and go to put it out here and dot submit. After that, we are going to close the browser. So for that, we are going to use driver dot quit. So that's done. That's precisely the Selenium WebDriver script. Now we have to implement the Log4j API inside the Selenium WebDriver script. Okay, the first thing that we need to do is that we've seen that we can use out here we can create the Log4j information configuration file externally. So that Log4j external file in which the configuration of Log4j will be kept can be a log4j.properties file or a log4j.xml file. So we'll create a log4j.properties file. So what we need to do is we have to create a notepad. I already have the log4j properties file made, so I'll just copy this and explain it to you. Copy, and I'm going to put it in this empty notepad, and when I've saved that, I'm going to save it within double quotes. Ensure that you put a double quote, and inside the double quote you give the name of the dot properties file. So I'll call this a log4j dot properties with s. Save it. So I don't know where it got saved, but let me see that. So I'm going to save as desktop. So done. So we're going to go and take out that log4j. This is the properties file. I'm going to copy this, go to my project. My project is called as log4j concept. So inside the project I will paste it. So this is where the log4j has been taken into consideration. Now this is having a dot text, so you need to basically rename it as dot properties file. Yes, you say. So whatever is the name, you can copy this. So better to rename it. I will delete this and change the name of this to log4j dot properties file. This is what we need to copy and paste it inside our project. Okay, we're going to remove this. So you can double click and open the log4j properties file. So I'll explain you what is this log4j properties file. This is nothing but an external file where the configuration of log4j has been made. Okay, log4j allows you to have an external file in which you can keep the configuration of log4j. First is the root logger. Okay, the level of logging has been started from info. Okay, now I remember I told you there are 7 levels of logging. So I'm giving it as info as the level of logging. So if it is given as info, I can definitely use the levels like your warm, error and fatal also, because they are down in the descending order from info. Okay, now I can basically create the logs in a console, that is in an Eclipse console, on R, on HTML format, on TTT format, that means the text format. Now, as I told you, appender is one of the interfaces of your log4j framework. Now, here we define the appenders. So this is the appender for your. So what is appender used for? Appender is used for publishing the information in a desired location. Appenders also have as an interface, it also has classes which implements that particular appender interface, and those classes are your console, R, TTTC, and HTML. These are nothing but classes of your appender interface. Now here we are defining the appenders. That means this particular class is present in this particular package. This particular class is present in this particular package. This particular class called TTCC of your appender interface is present in this particular package. The package is called as rolling file appender package. HTML is also a class of your appender interface, and it is present in this particular package. So you define the packages where the respective classes of the appenders are present. Next, you define the file location. Where do you want to get the log information published? So this is the path in which you want to get the log information published. So dot means the present working project, a working directory. That means the present working project is your log4j concept. Inside this, it will create a log folder, inside which it will create a testlog.log file. This is in your R format. In your text format also you will get it inside the working directory, that is your log4j concept project, inside which there will be a log folder created. Inside this folder, this particular file will be created. So these are nothing but different formats of publishing the log information. What are you doing out here? You're giving the file location of those format of logging the information. The HTML format of logging information will be kept similarly in the same working directory, that is your log4j concept, in your log folder, and that HTML logging information file will be called as application.html. I can change this also. I can change this as testr.log, for example, and this will be, let's say, test. The file name I'm changing it ttcc.log. I'll call this as application.html. Let it be like this. And definitely in which particular pattern you want to have the logging information. The pattern is defined by the pattern layout class present in your appender interface. For putting the pattern in the console, this package is used. So you have to define that. What is the pattern that you want to have in the console? This is the pattern. You can change the pattern as you wish. Similarly, if you want to put the pattern in your R format, this is the package to be used. And what is the format? This is the format. Similarly, in your text format, what is the pattern that you want to use? For that pattern, this is the package. And what is the format of your text format? This is the format. You can change these formats. Similarly, if you want to have the login information in HTML format, this is the pattern layout package that you have to use, and this is the title, and the location is true. That is what you have to give. So this is the login information that you can put in an external file, and this external file can be a .properties file or a .xml file. Once we have done that, we can go to this particular class file and start logging in the information. Start using the Log4j framework inside the Selenium WebDriver script. How do you use it? The first thing that we are going to use is that we have to use the logger class, and the logger class has a getLogger method. The getLogger method is used to create a logging information, or rather to capture the logging information for this class. So I want to capture the logging information for this class. So what I need to use? I need to use the logger.getLogger method. Okay, so getLogger method is a method of your logger class, and this method is basically used to log an information for this particular class. So here in this, I have to pass on the name of the class for which I want to log the information. I want to capture the logging information. Done. The return type of a getLogger is a logger. So the return type I have to give. So logger is the return type. I'll call the reference variable as log. Done. Okay, so this is going to capture the logging information for this particular class. This particular method of the logger class is going to capture the logging information for this particular class. That is why I have used the getLogger class. Okay, now if I run this right now, so after this I can log the information like this. So I have to use the reference variable log of the logger class. So log.info, and I can give the message. The message can be, let's say, opening the Firefox browser. Similarly for this, so this information will be logged on if it is opening the Firefox browser. If it is not opening the Firefox browser, it will tell you that it has failed. Simple. Similarly, this information I can also log in navigating to the URL. So I can write down the log.info navigation to Gmail application. Here I can write down a log information stating that username typed. If it is not typing, the log information failure will be shown, and here it will be, the log information will be something like clicking the next button. I can also put the login information out here. For example, password typed, username typed. This will be, I can write down next button clicked. Similarly, out here I can write down sign in button clicked, and then up.